How's it going, everyone? This is Talking Just to Talk, and we're just a couple of people talking just to talk. Welcome to our next episode. This episode, we're going to talk about why people get so offended. I'm your host, Jared, and I'm here with Christian and Mikey. How's it going, people?
How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
I like this topic.
Yeah?
I gotta say, just the day we live in, the age we live in.
So you have the answer why people get so offended?
No, see, that's the thing. I don't have the answer.
You don't have the answer?
I don't have the answer.
I think it's the media.
I don't get it. See, I don't even think it's the media.
It's the media.
People just want something to be offended about.
Yeah. I'm
They're just bored.
I
feel like they're
towards
just
that.
like, oh, I'm going to be offended for something that doesn't affect me whatsoever, but affects somebody else somewhere
So
else.
you think we live in such a perfect world that we need to make it negative?
Apparently.
Wow.
Well, I wouldn't say.
We don't live in a perfect
wouldn't
world
say
at
all
all.
that.
But,
No, it's
But-
pretty good, though.
but-
It's really good.
our
but-
world's pretty...
Like, nobody's life is threatened right now. You know what I'm saying? There's no war. Everybody has food. Everybody has shelter. Everybody has
That's
clothes.
not-
Well, for one, we are still at war.
With what?
They still have the Afghanistan shit.
Oh, yeah?
going on. Yeah. Technically, that still hasn't ended.
Okay.
There's still hunger. I
And
don't
then
know
you
what
still
you're
have,
talking
yeah,
about.
Not
you
in
still
our-
got, you
not
still,
in the US.
yeah, you gotta be
definitely
specific. Are you
hunger in
talking
the
about the
Yeah, the
US?
US.
Okay, well, again, we are technically, I think, still at war. If I'm not wrong, they still have troops in Afghanistan, so that's still a thing. But no, I just think people. I'm piggybacking off of what he said. They just like to be offended. It's so weird because it's not the media. The media doesn't say anything until people get offended.
So you guys think it's more psychological?
I think some people just try to instigate shit just because.
And then you just got your trolls.
Yeah, the trolls.
I feel like a lot of it does start with trolls, and then you have just other people that aren't educated.
Okay.
You know, like I feel like I'm always giving a shout out to Philip DeFranco, but he had a video talking about how people are still getting like the measles and shit, and he's like mind boggled by it because all you need is a shot. But there's like certain religions and there's certain people that just think for some reason the shot that protects you from that gives you Down syndrome.
Oh, you mean anti-vaxxers?
Yeah.
Worse people.
Yeah, so that's what like his portion of the video was about. So it's kind of like that. So those anti-vaxxers, they get offended if you get mad at them for being stupid for not taking their vaccines.
Yeah,
You know what I
because
mean?
Then they're putting their kids at risk and other people's kids at risk.
Yeah.
Like, come on. There's reasons that we have these cures for everything. They're just like, oh no, it's gonna, one, it'll probably kill my kid, or two, the government is using it to brainwash us. Like, calm down.
Yeah, there's just a lot of stupid out there. I feel like that's where it stems from. And then another good example is the whole Kevin Hart thing. So like he had some old tweets, old videos on his comedy shit, and they're homophobic. But it's just like it's so dumb that like like people act like people can't change.
But
Like maybe at that time.
But it was at a different time when
And that's the thing. That was like the thing. Yeah, that was like the cool thing 10 plus years ago was to make fun of gay people, to make fun of women. And now you kind of live in the age where you can't really. But in my opinion, if it's a joke, you can joke about anything. In my opinion.
I like that.
But yeah, people just got all fucking butt fucked about it, and then now we have an Oscars with no host because of these motherfuckers. I would just like to point that out. I mean, I know you don't watch the Oscars. I don't even think you watch the Oscars. But I enjoy the Oscars. You watch this every so often. Are you coming this year to watch it?
Well, I watched it at my house last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, I enjoy the Oscars, but yeah, so they fucked that situation up. So people are stupid, and they just get offended. I don't. And it's our generation too.
Yeah, it is.
And I want to know why. I don't get why.
Like I said, it must be some sort of boredom. People just want to, like, they're so bored they just need something to do with their day, and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna be offended about something that doesn't affect me at all.
Well, Christian was saying it's our generation, so that means it's the way we were raised versus the way older generations were raised.
I feel like it's just they want to try and recapture what happened back in the day with like the whole civil rights movement and bullshit. They're like, oh, we want some sort of type of freedom. You already have your freedom. What are you crying about?
Well, I mean, I don't completely agree with that. Because there is still a lot of prejudice out there.
No. There's very much still
civil
prejudice.
rights movement being offended today.
But I feel like that's
that does coincide because they'll get offended by Like a good example is when like people will like protest, but then you'll have like this little group that just wants to riot. So then that's what all the news story run is, rioting, even though that's not really what they were there for.
It's not about all the good that's coming out of it. They just want to twist it to make it all about the negative.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just that's just where we live today. They want to talk more about the negative shit than they want to talk about the positive shit.
That's where I think it's psychological.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, like, we live in such a good world in the U.S. that our lives not threatened, so we threaten them ourselves.
That is psychological because I guess you do feel you want to protect yourself, but you can't protect yourself if you're not threatened.
Yeah, exactly.
So you make yourself threatened, therefore making yourself protect yourself. Mm-hmm. So I do get that. It's just annoying. I'm just tired of like the news stories that come up and the thing is, like, I guess you are right about news, because like news, like CNN and Fox News, they'll blow it up like it's a huge deal. But if you actually did your research, it's like, what, 20,000 Twitter people that are fucking super mad about it. 20,000 out of, I don't know how many Twitter people are actually out of there, but I'm guessing millions upon millions. So it's like that 20,000's a fucking pebble.
Yeah, like a small group.
Like it's just a small group, yeah.
So that's where it's at. People care about other people's opinions.
They do.
And that's why people get so offended.
Because you hear a lot of like, well, I hear a lot of like celebrities getting, like, they always tell their celebrity friends don't read the comments because it will just really bother you. But I never really understood that. Maybe it comes down to like wiring, I guess, because they're just wired different than I am. I feel like I can see somebody call me a fuckboy and I'll just laugh at it. I won't like be mad about it.
It's like I've been called a fuckboy, but I was like, it's not true, so I don't really care.
Yeah, I get that too.
They just do that off of appearance, you know?
Yeah.
So they don't know me.
They don't.
So why should I get offended?
Yeah, they're just on the outside looking in. But yeah, Instagram models get a lot of backlash too. And it's always like women coming at these Instagram models. Mm-hmm. Even though they talk a big game about how like women are united. And I'm like, come on. Like, yeah, you're the same people that come at this girl because she's like half naked. It's like, well, she feels comfortable in her own skin. Mm-hmm. Why you gotta be offended that she is comfortable?
And that's how you beat it. How to not get offended is you have to own it. So I have a friend at work. He likes eating butt. Which is just like, you know, over the top. But he owns it. So it doesn't bother him that people like, you know, think things about him.
Does he go around telling people this?
Apparently.
I thought he just told you because y'all like close. But
yeah, because we're close. But he's like going around trying to get me to eat butt now too. He's like, man, you just gotta try it. I'm like, no.
He wants you to join his group of people.
Yeah, his like religion.
I was gonna say cult, but I was like, oh, I think that's taking it too far. But okay.
I don't know. It's a little bit culty. Some ass eating. I don't know. That smells like a cult to me.
Does it?
I don't know, man. I don't trust that shit. Where were you going with that?
How to not get offended.
Okay.
So that's a topic that people frown upon. But if you own it,
they do frown upon that.
Then it doesn't bother you.
People do tend to just get offended by things that just like literally don't affect them.
Yeah. Like
somebody could just say something and they just like crash and burn. Like, it's like, why are you getting so upset? Like, I like eating ass. Like, like why on earth does that affect you? Like, maybe I'm alright with you just not wanting, maybe you just don't want to talk about it. Okay. But like, people will get like legitly upset and be like, yo, that's fucking disgusting. I'm like, well, have you tried it? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, then is it disgusting?
You're right.
I mean, personally, I'll never do it.
Exactly. Personally, I'll never do it. But I see you're fighting for your side.
I'm not gonna fucking be mad at somebody that's eating ass. Mikey looks like he enjoys eating some ass.
I already said I do not, so calm down. I never will.
You don't know that. you might turn 30 one day and just need a change.
Like
Yeah, you and your wife have to change it up. That's usually what happens in a
That's
good
usually what
marriage.
happens.
Yeah, if you have a good marriage, you change it up. So you gotta try new things. You saw Deadpool. They tried a lot of different things. Don't think I'd do the dildo thing though.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that. Fingers okay.
Keep it small. He just wants a pinky.
You could do a nice little middle finger. Girls' hands are small.
Be careful, she
Right.
might slip a thumb in there.
Thumbs could be pretty thick. I don't know. The thing is, people. Hopefully, the gaming video will be out. Then they would understand this whole poop
They
thing
have to watch
situation.
it, though. They don't understand. They
Yeah,
won't
they-
understand.
They gotta go watch.
Nobody understands.
But
That's
yeah,
why I get offended.
another good example, cause like I think he's like low key crazy, but like it's one of those things where it's like it doesn't affect me. Kanye West and his political views,
Okay.
people get very, very upset. I don't know if it's a thing, cause like I think that's the other thing is people hate stereotyping, but yet they stereotype. They're just hypocrites. So like they see Kanye West and they assume he's a Democrat. They assume he only likes Democrats. They assume he would be against a wall. They assume that he would hate Trump because a lot of black people hate Trump. And then it turns out, then all of a sudden he speaks out on it and says, if I would have voted, I would have voted for Trump. Got some hate for that. And then it kind of like escalated from there. But
Well,
I'm
in all reality, it just turns into black Republicans. You ever see that Key and Peele sketch? Black
Funny enough,
Republicans.
this is good timing because I recently been watching that on Hulu. I'm on like season 5 or 6, I think, and I did watch that. That's very true. Like people just act like if you're black or Hispanic or Asian, you gotta be a Democrat. Personally, I hate them both, but that's a topic for another podcast. We do gotta do a political podcast
Yeah, we'll do one.
because I hate both sides. I hate Democrats and Republicans. But again, I'll save that for another day. But yeah, that is true. Yeah, it just freaks him out seeing a black guy, and he's a rapper on top of that.
Yep.
So I feel like that freaks him out even
He's a
more.
celebrity. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. I would say, most celebrities do usually like Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, motherfuckers got real offended. I mean, I will say his slavery comments were pretty stupid, but other than that,
It's like,
it doesn't really affect me.
I don't know. You have to think about it the way he's thinking about it. He might be thinking about it one way, but he can't explain it the way he wants to explain it.
Well, the problem is he has a medical condition.
He says he has a medical condition, but does he really? It might be just a
Have you
defensive mechanism.
You and me watched that TMZ video.
He's a genius.
That he's a musical genius, yes, but
he's-
he is insane as
I
well.
bet he's smarter than people think. It's just
in certain aspects.
he just doesn't know how to explain it.
Well, I don't understand how else you can explain some of the
You're
shit that
saying
he
we're all
said.
it's a choice to be a slave or something like that, right?
But the way he said it though was
Yeah, the way he said it. That's what I'm trying to say.
the way-
Is that if he explained it better, it could have like got some people's attentions in a positive way.
I still don't think so. Just because it's one of those things, people are already offended that he's a Trump fan.
Yeah.
So no matter what he says, they're not gonna agree with him.
So that's people's lack of open-mindedness.
That's one of the big problems. It's like I was talking to my mom the other day about my sister. She just doesn't like admitting when she's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's one of those things where they just can't admit to being wrong, and therefore they'll just stay offended, and it just won't.
Yeah.
Nothing would change their mind. Which I feel like that's a society problem as well. I feel like a lot of problems in the U.S. is society based. That could be fixed
Mm-hmm.
if like the government and the media would help out with that shit, because all they do is they put gas to the flame and make it bigger, because it's just ridiculous. Like I hate Trump just as much as the next guy, but it's like the media was a big reason why he won, because all they did was talk about him.
True.
And that's why they say any publicity is good publicity, whether it's bad or good. They kept talking about him. And yes, it was bad things that they were saying, but motherfuckers like, oh, this Trump guy's interesting. They keep on talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, people. I hate people nowadays. That's the thing. Like the things that be coming out of people's mouths, man.
What do people say that offend you?
Honestly, I'd say right now, just because of like where we are right now, the number one thing that annoys me is I guess another political thing, is motherfuckers acting like immigration is the number one problem in the U.S.
What's the number one problem?
The U.S., like people in the U.S.
Oh yeah.
Like I was watching a video and it was like, cause like, I don't completely get mad at somebody that calls Trump Hitler, because if you really think about it, he does have some of the qualities. And I think the number one quality he shares with Hitler is the fear mongering. Fear and lies. You know what I mean? So like he tries to make it seem like, you know, Mexicans that are coming over the border are like our number one problem in murders and rapes and drugs. It's just not true. Like there's just no facts backing that shit up. We have more problems. We have serious gun problems. We have serious drug problems as well, and it's, yeah, some of it is definitely the cartel, but some of it's also just your normal, you know, hood guy selling, well, weed. But I feel like that's another argument. Weed should be legal everywhere. That takes care of, in my opinion, like half of the drug problem, because you think about it, a lot of the drug problem is weed, and that shit shouldn't even be illegal.
I don't know. They should make it legal though.
It's weird because it makes me think of like the prohibition and shit.
Yeah.
Back when that, you know, drinking was fucking illegal. Made that legal and making that bread. Making a lot of money off of that shit.
People like their poison.
If it doesn't, like, hurt them in any, like, real way. You know what I mean? Like, opioids is worse. What do you get offended by?
Just stupidity.
Stupidity?
Yep, just stupidity.
That's it, though?
Mikey gets offended by retards. That's what he just said.
Man.
That's terrible, Mikey.
I never said that, but sure. I guess I don't.
My boy said he never said that, but then he says sure.
Oh,
How does that make any sense?
I don't know.
There's really hate incompetence, or lack of common sense in all reality.
Common sense, yeah. I can't stand when
That's a good
people
one.
don't have common sense. They just act. But if you thought about it, you would know not to do that.
Yeah.
It's just basic human things. You should just understand that for some reason you just don't care and don't seem to grasp it. I don't know.
Motherfuckers can't comprehend that shit. I don't get it. Yeah, common sense is one of the easiest things. That's why it's common sense.
They say it's common sense, but it's not that common.
It's not that common.
Common.
It's pretty common. I don't know.
I mean, I've had my moments where I've had stupid moments, but, like, that's because of lack of sleep.
Yeah, like, it's something like that's different, you know, because lack of sleep is a big fucking part of that shit. You really need to start getting sleep. It's a running theme nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah. You know, another thing that offends people for some reason is when celebrities and sports, people try to get political. Like when LeBron tried to get political. And motherfuckers, like, lost their mind.
Oh, when the guy said, just stick to basketball?
The girl said that. It was a girl.
I thought it was a dude.
Nah, it was a chick.
It said, just stick to basketball. I'm like...
Yeah, she was like
well,
an anchor on Fox News.
I'm like, he's a human being that was just putting out his views, and
Yeah.
you just got extremely offended.
Yeah,
about it.
like, what I was confused about was, like, okay, so if his opinion doesn't matter, then why do our opinions matter? I'm sure LeBron probably knows more about politics than I do. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't go out of my way to fucking learn about, you know, that shit. The Electoral College is still one of the most confusing shits in the fucking world. But yeah, they like lost their mind when LeBron got political, and I was just like, man, what's the big deal? That's his opinion. You can agree with it, you can disagree with it. That's the other problem that comes into it, is people feel uncomfortable disagreeing with somebody, so they have to scream and cry about it.
Mm-hmm.
They can't just say, all right, that's your opinion, but I disagree. Kind of like, what did Xavier say yesterday? Oh, Bird Box. He finally saw Bird Box. Have you seen Bird Box yet?
No.
Okay. Well, he said it was stupid. Now, personally, I wasn't fucking surprised because, you know, Xavier, if you're watching, you know damn well you're one of those people that if you love a movie to like a crazy extent, which in this case is A Quiet Place, if something is anything like that movie, you're just going to shit on that movie.
Because it's a knockoff.
It's a knockoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though personally I think they are still two very different things. And no offense to A Quiet Place, it's not that fucking unique. It's just a alien invasion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
true.
a little twist. That's about it. It's nothing like mind blowing or anything. It's not like a Avatar movie or an Aquaman movie or a Avengers Infinity War movie where they do shit that you like have never seen before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, he said that, and I was just like, all right, I respect your opinion. Don't agree with it, but I respect your opinion.
There you go.
So I feel like if more people did that shit,
Yeah.
we would live in a better world.
When you discuss things like that with certain people, you just be like, well, in my personal opinion, I don't believe that, but my opinion is this. And then they want to argue with you about it, and you're like,
And persuade you.
I get why you like it. I didn't like any of that,
Yeah,
but that's my opinion.
yeah,
And I hate that I have to go out of my way to be like, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Just like I have to beat that into their head. Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I like these things. I like these aspects about it. I understand that you don't. But in your opinion, you like it for certain reasons. And in my opinion, I don't like it or like it for a specific reason.
Well, like for me, I'm fine with going into the conversation or argument, whatever you want to call it. Just give your points of why.
I don't know.
You
I just
hear
feel
their
like
points of why, and then that's it.
I just feel like sometimes I just don't want to bother with the argument. I'm just like, yeah, I get it. I just don't care. And they just don't get that. And then I'll be like, okay, this conversation's over. I really just don't care anymore. And they just want to keep on going.
Yeah, well, the other problem is hypocrites, too. Because that's where it kind of gets into. So, like, he would be annoyed at that point. But it's like that same person that's calling him stupid for liking that most likely liked a really bad movie as well. You know what I mean? Like, they have most likely, somewhere down the line, have liked something that the majority of people hated and thought was garbage.
Yeah, whether it's a movie, a video game, a TV show, anything.
It literally could be anything. It could be a goddamn sports team. You could still like a team that's horrendous, but the facts show that they're terrible. But hey, I mean, that's your opinion. You still like them, and that's whatever. But yeah, I like the conversation, but there's a difference between like a healthy argument and a unhealthy argument. Like I'd say, most people can't have a healthy argument. They get offended. Like you say something, and then it just really offends them, and they get real mad about your argument, and then it just makes it personal, and then they get personal with you. You felt like you weren't getting personal, but now you gotta get personal because that bitch just got personal with you. So yeah, people can't have an argument for some reason.
Okay, yeah. So to simplify what you guys just said, it's that people mix up facts and opinions, and people have to be right.
Yes.
That's why
Human beings have to be right.
Big
Yes.
facts.
That's what leads to being offended.
Yeah. That's actually the moral of the story right there.
Moral of the story?
Yeah.
Mixing up
Shit.
facts.
I think we just cracked it. This is a public service announcement. Now you fucking know. But they won't agree anyways. They'll tell you guys are fucking stupid.
No. Calm down. In our personal opinion, we solved it.
Fixed it. Boom.
No, your personal opinion doesn't fucking matter. You fucking idiot. Oh man, trolls are they're the funniest. Those guys are funny. All right. Well, Jared, you could take us home. We got the moral of the story.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed that terrible episode. If you liked it enough, subscribe, leave a like, and hit the bell. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out with us, Jibber Jabbers. See you next time.
See ya.